Hello and welcome, one and all, to this little semi-podcast thing I've got going on. And I got a friend here. Say something.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, that's my friend George, also known as KGH, who's kind of doing a webcomic thing if he would get off his ass and work on it.
It's called procrastination. It's a weakness.
Yes, it is. But anyway, we're not here to talk about his various issues, even though that could be a very long conversation. We're here to talk about Pokemon, because Pokemon. Seriously, if you haven't been paying attention to this channel, I talk about Pokemon a lot. So, we're here to simply talk about the Pokemon anime. The Pokemon XY anime is almost over. And it's been 3 years. It's probably the shortest anime we've had since the original anime before it moved off to Orange Islands. So, we're here to talk about it, how we feel about it as a whole, and whatnot, and maybe about the Sun and Moon anime that's coming out. So first off, how'd you feel about the animation?
Animation, I gotta say, it's pretty well done. The battle sequences are really good, especially the ones with Ash and Greninja versus Sceptile and Alan's Charizard. It was really well done.
Yeah, I have to agree. That was probably the best thing about this season for me, especially because I've been going back and watching the original anime. And when you go back and watch the original anime, it's very cheap. It was a very cheap show back in the day, but this one looks like it has either it has a more passionate staff or a much bigger budget. I can't tell which, but I'm really happy that it looks as good as it does.
Yeah, but you gotta keep in mind, looks can only count for so much. I mean, the first anime looked okay back in the day, and the story was just awesome.
Yeah, that's true. If you don't have it in the looks department, you have to have it in the story department. And while the original anime didn't have it in the looks department, it made up for it with the story department in terms of characters and whatnot. Speaking of characters, how do we feel about Ash this season?
Oh my god, where do I start?
At the very beginning.
Oh. Should we start at his failure all the way back in Pallet Town, or we start?
No, we have to only keep it contained to Kalos.
Oh, so many failures. I would have to start with the fact that, Ash, you don't even stick to what you're supposed to be doing. Gotta catch them all. No, you only caught, I don't know how many, 5 or 6.
Well, generally each season he only catches about 5 Pokemon.
Well, he catches a little bit more, but to me it feels like this season, he didn't even try to catch any new Pokemon, at all.
Yeah, that's to be fair. In Hoenn and in Sinnoh, he only caught about 5 Pokemon. He caught 6 in, he caught 6 in Sinnoh if you count the fact he gave Gliscor away to train and then caught Gibble. And Unova, he caught a bunch more Pokemon like in the old days. But this season he only caught 5 Pokemon. He only really kept 3 of them.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. He didn't really try too much to catch any new Pokemon compared to all the other seasons. Albeit that sometimes he most likely befriends them rather than catch them.
I mean, that's how it's always been done. They have the catching episode where he befriends a Pokemon, and then they have the whole, this Pokemon's awesome, should it stick around or should it not stick around? Oh, it's sticking around thing going on.
Yeah, but what I mean is, it's like how he used to get his badges. In the first season, he would pretty much just do a little thing here and there and get a badge instead of earning it like he should. Or he'll just befriend a Pokemon rather than catch it. The only time he actually ever attempted to catch a Pokemon, I believe, was Caterpie and Krabby.
Yeah, that's true. Wait, there was that Muck. He caught that Muck, remember?
True, but it just doesn't feel like Ash is pretty much accomplishing anything. True, he made it all the way to 2nd place this time around, but I have a feeling that he probably could have done a lot better.
He could have definitely done a lot better if he had more Pokemon, or at least a more variable team. When you look at the fight, Pikachu took out most of Alon's Pokemon when you look at it.
Exactly. Pretty much Pikachu was pretty much his ace in the hole besides Greninja. And I feel Greninja was just pretty much just a hype to put Ash-Greninja out there.
Speaking of that, aside from Pikachu and Greninja, who do you think was like the standout of Ash's team this season?
That's pretty hard here.
I'm gonna say Halucha.
Yeah, I was gonna say either it was Halucha or Noivern, but Noivern took a while, especially because in its pre-evolution form, it was kind of weak and could barely take off from the ground.
Yeah, that's true. On top of that, I did love the fact that a lot of times Halucha would just start off a battle wearing your freaking luchador cape.
Yeah, but you gotta admit, Halucha was more of pretty much Ash's fighter of the team compared to any of his other Pokemon.
Yeah, and on top of that, he had like half of his team were flying type Pokemon this season.
Pretty much most of his Pokemon could be either taken out with a strong ice type or a fairy type.
Or an electric type attack.
Pretty much.
Yeah, Ash needs more type balance on teams. Speaking of other people, let's talk about the second character, Serena.
Oh my god, where to begin? I love Serena. I really do. I'm a fan of hers, but she's got nothing on Misty.
Misty is best girl.
I'm just saying. If you want to, I know you people are probably gonna strike me down, especially you. What's it called? Amore shipping.
I think that's it. I don't really pay that much attention to shipping names.
Yeah, whatever it's called, Amore shippers. You're probably gonna hate me. Serena needs a backbone. She really does.
I mean, Serena's fault is really the fault of every female anime protagonist with a crush on the main character that they can't spit the fuck out because anime tropes.
Yeah, but I feel that Misty was the only one who was strong enough to deal with Ash.
Well, her main trait was the fact she was kind of a tomboy. That was like the joke about her. Like she has three, like she's the ugly duckling out of her swan sisters, despite herself also being a swan.
I'm just saying because we all know this for a fact. Ash is just plain dang stupid.
Yes, he's a complete idiot.
A lot of things slip over his head, especially when it comes to romance and women. Pretty much his main thing is just Pokemon battles and friends, and that's about it.
That is true. How would you rate Serena compared to all the other girls? Like out of all of Ash's female traveling companions, what number would she rate?
Ooh, well, definitely Misty is number one on my vote.
Like for me, I say Misty's number one, Dawn's number two.
Oh no.
Like I'll explain that later, but I think she either ties with May or exceeds May as number three. And unfortunately, I do like Iris. I know you hate Iris. I like her.
No.
I like her, but Iris is last place, unfortunately.
No, I do not like Iris.
Let me explain the Dawn thing. Like the thing about Dawn was she got as much screen time as Ash did in the Diamond and Pearl anime. Like the reason that anime was the longest season of Pokemon that we've had, yes, it was the longest. Look at the episode count. Was the fact that Dawn has as much screen time as Ash.
True, that is true.
And a lot of it was used for her character development, especially the fact that she kept losing her first contest. Like, unlike May, who pretty much went to doing contests almost immediately and started winning almost immediately, Dawn lost a good amount of her contest.
True, it made it feel more real and more like she had to actually grow. The same thing kind of happened to Serena, but not as much as Dawn.
Like, Serena, like, early on, like, it took her 40 episodes to catch her first Pokemon.
Oh my god, yep.
Like that was part of the problem there. Like, they spent a lot of the early episodes of the season focusing primarily on Ash. Sometimes Clement got some scenes. We'll talk about him in a second. But it was mostly on Ash.
But pretty much, at the most part, all it mostly was Serena just trying to find herself and trying not to chase after Ash so much because, I'm sorry, Serena, yeah, it's not going to happen between you and Ash. As much as I and all the other Amore shippers want it so badly.
It's mainly because of the nature of the show. Like, if Ash settled down with Serena, that would be the end of Ash's journey, and that would be the end of the show.
It doesn't necessarily have to be that way. There are many, many other like situations where like the character can either find love and continue his journey.
But you have to understand, this is a show that's primary demographic is 10-year-old boys.
True. And most 10-year-old boys, especially nowadays, really don't care about love and stuff. Just get back to the fight.
Pretty much, yeah. So we understand that in the marketing perspective. You understand why Serena and Ash will probably never be a thing, despite how much the fandom really wants it right now.
Same thing with Ash and Misty.
Unfortunately.
But she is so far gone at this point.
Unfortunately.
And you want to talk about far gone? Let's talk about all the other trainers that Ash fought
Richie.
in the past.
Let's talk about Richie. He is never like if Richie shows back up again, that will be the most mindfuck episode ever.
Like pretty much. Oh yeah. Nice battling with you, Ash. Yeah, I hope we meet again soon someday. 40 years later. Have I seen you before? Yeah, it's me, Ash. Ash. Oh, wait, I battled you like I don't know how many years ago.
How have you not aged a day?
No, I kept losing each champion and pressing that reset button on my back, starting over from square one, but nothing but my Pikachu at my side to new regions. Yeah, that'll pretty much do it.
Yeah. Now let's move on to Serena's Pokemon. Which one was the favorite out of all of them?
Oh, definitely Braixen.
I have to say either Braixen or Sylveon.
I would say Braixen because she is my third or fourth favorite Pokemon.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, George is a giant furry.
Yep, I'll admit that. I'll admit it. But pretty much I had to say Braixen because that's what she kind of started with, and it took her
forever to evolve the damn thing?
Forever to even freaking catch a new Pokemon. Forever to evolve it. Forever to even do anything.
Yeah, that was mainly Serena's issue, is the fact that it felt really on. The writers didn't know what to do with her. She was just there.
She was just there as a girl who had a crush on Ash and did not know what to do with herself.
Yeah, like that. Like, if I had to say anything in Serena's issue, that would be it. And I'm happy that they finally figured out what the fuck to do with her, and for the later episodes.
Instead of her continuously trying to decide, should I travel with Ash some more? Or should I follow my dream? No, Ash is apparently not going to notice me anytime soon. Let me go and be, important.
Yes.
Let me not be a background character. And let me actually go and do something.
Let me take a whole episode for myself and catch Pokemon.
Let me go off and do my own thing.
Speaking of other characters, let's move on to Clement and Bonnie because they have to share it because they're a tag team, apparently.
Pretty much it felt like another May Max thing with those two.
I mean, that was kind of the point of the brother-sister relationship, only reverse the gender.
Pretty much. I feel that Max from the old season felt more of an important character than Bonnie. But pretty much Bonnie was pretty much she was more of like a combination of a little Brock and a little bit of Max and a little bit of Brock combined.
I mean, the only thing about Brock was the fact she was constantly trying to get her brother a girlfriend.
Exactly. That's what I mean. And but nothing else. She was pretty much kind of just there.
She was just there to be the kid. But yeah, I think she was
pretty
there.
much. She was just there. She wasn't really too much important. The only time when she actually became important is when she found
the Zygarde
core and named him Squishy and took him on an adventure with her. That's about it.
I think the whole thing about Bonnie was she's supposed to represent how kids would be in this world. You have to admit, if you were a kid in the Pokemon world, you'd be like, I want to pet all the Pokemon.
Oh no, if I was a kid in the Pokemon world, I would have probably been left my mom and traveled the world.
Like, she's like 6, so...
Just a couple more years. And who says it's like illegal to have a Pokemon already when you're at a young age?
I mean, she pretty much has to Dene, but it's technically Clement's Pokemon.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, in a world of Pokemon, some people don't even battle. Some people just keep them as pets. There's nothing legal saying that you can't just go out one day and decide, hey, I want this Pokemon. There's nothing saying that there's an age limit. You cannot have these Pokemon because you're underage.
I mean, it's more of like you're too young to fully take care of it and yourself. So it's like having a pet. How people think you have to be a certain age or a certain level of maturity before you can have a pet.
Well, that is true because most people would not trust a 6-year-old to go out on its own and walk a dog.
Yep.
9 times out of 10, it'll either lose the dog or something will happen. But let's move on. Clement.
I loved Clement.
Yeah.
I loved him. He would again. There's no replacing Brock, but all of the other companions to replace Brock, he's the best. Of course, it's not really hard competition considering we have Mr. Bland and Tracy and Mr. Annoying and Silent.
Oh yeah. Let's see. The only reason I love Tracy because he drew things like I do. Let's see. Other than that, hated Silent. I'm sorry he was annoying.
Evaluation time!
Oh my god. I would pretty much just hit that mute button every time it was evaluation time.
I'm also a train connoisseur, and a film connoisseur, and a this connoisseur. Like, god damn it, pick a hobby and stick to it, you asshole.
Pretty much. Like, it got annoying after a while. Pretty much, the annoying girl who was also a connoisseur, both of them were equally annoying. It was hard to pick which one of those two was freaking annoying. And then when they entered that one championship and he was doing an evaluation time, I was ready to hit that mute button. And then that trainer, I think it was Stefan or something, interrupted that annoying evaluation time and hit him upside the head with his own Pokemon. I went like, oh my god, thank you. Thank you. I would have done the same thing. I would have went like, nope, shut up. Wait until after the battle is done. Then you do your annoying stuff. Don't waste my time in the middle of battle doing your evaluation, whatever bullshit.
I have to admit, Clement's gimmick of the power of science is a lot better than that gimmick.
Pretty much. And the fact that
it always explodes.
It didn't always explode.
Most of the time it exploded.
Pretty much.
And then everyone got an afro. Because anime jokes.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Are we also going to talk about how the fact that he could conveniently do science and conveniently learn how to cook?
Yeah, that was again. You have to have that whole.
You have to have that one Tramvillain companion that can cook.
He can barely stuff everything in his bag. I mean, it's bigger than Ash's bag, but
you gotta remember the Pokemon universe is ridiculous. The fact that you could store a bicycle and all of this other stuff.
They're all Time Lords.
Pretty much the backpack, the purses, the bags, everything is a freaking
TARDIS.
Yep. It's bigger on the inside. That's how I packed my bicycle in my backpack.
I have to admit, also out of all of Clement's Pokemon, which one was your favorite?
I would have to say that Luxray.
It's a choice. It's a tough choice between the Luxray and Chespin because Chespin was just funny.
To be honest, Chespin was like a grass clone of Oshawott in my book.
That was kind of the joke.
I'm just saying, like, he really didn't kind of do much compared to battles than Luxray.
I mean, when it came to battles,
Clement's
main Pokemon were either the Luxray or his Bumblebee.
Like I said, it was pretty much the Luxray, then Bumblebee, and Chespin was just there just for like Pokemon comical relief, because him and that Pancham
were a comedy duo.
Pretty much, Pancham was the tough one, Chespin was the
silly one,
fat one. I was going to say,
of course,
who would just gulch down everyone else's food and not share with anybody else.
Speaking of not sharing, Team Rocket.
To be honest, I feel that Team Rocket, like I said, they changed a little bit.
Like they weren't, like when they were in episodes, they weren't, like I think there were episodes where we didn't have them in every single episode, but at the same time there were so many episodes that you kind of forget that they're not there.
Pretty much, there was less Team Rocket, I feel, in this season compared to the other seasons.
Especially when we got later in the season with Team Flare showing up. And how most of the conflict was Team Rocket versus Team Flare instead of Team Rocket trying to steal Ash's Pokemon.
Pretty much, they were focused pretty much on, okay, a new team just showed up.
Let's kick their butt.
Pretty much. We just need to make sure that Team Rocket is the only gang out there. Okay. The Twerp took the team out for us, but we helped, so we get credit for this. Let's go tell the boss.
I mean, they were on the front lines fighting against Team Flare the whole time, but they're in the
pretty
whole finale.
Pretty much that point right there was the only thing that I will say. That was your triumphant moment right there, Team Rocket. That was your badass moment right there.
Yeah, their whole working to help fight against the bad guys. That's always pretty fun to see. Like I love seeing Team Rocket fight against the other evil teams.
And the evil teams never standing a chance against Team Rocket, but Team Rocket always is stupidly.
They managed to be they're like how Ash was in season 1 being the underdogs.
Pretty much, they're always getting their butts kicked by low level Pokemon, or always being beaten by Ash, the main character, of course. Yet when it comes to other people or other teams, they always are like the underdogs and kick their butts.
Like they always manage to somehow pull out a win, and I love that. Especially when they actually manage to use Wobbuffet effectively.
I know, I love that. I'm going like, you do realize that you have a Wobbuffet that can pretty much be your shield.
He's a tank. He's a shieldy tank.
Every time you see an attack coming, get behind Wobbuffet. Although that doesn't necessarily benefit them all the time because gang ups a lot.
I mean, they tried that way back in Johto when they made the Jam Wobbuffet mecha.
I'm just saying because that Wobbuffet can only take so much.
Yep. I'm also happy that Wobbuffet is back. I missed him in Unova.
True. Pretty much the kids didn't like serious Team Rocket.
Unfortunately.
Pretty much this is all towards kids. We as adults love that. We were going like, oh, they're not as annoying. Oh,
they have jetpacks.
Pretty much. But kids wanted them back to being silly and just being back to Team Rocket. I gotta say,
I did kind of miss them in some episodes, but at the same time,
in some sense, you can be silly, but have at least some serious aspects in there.
They don't really pull out the serious bits whenever they're fighting other evil teams. But against Asha, when they're just pure silliness.
Pretty much, they can be silly and whatnot here and there. Pretty much, all they mostly just did was either take out Team Flare, constantly try and fail to capture Pikachu, or they did the Pokemon contest thing.
Yeah, Jesse got back into doing Pokemon contests or Pokemon showcases, as they call it.
But at least this time, she was actually popular.
No, I mean she was that way in the Diamond and Pearl anime too.
Yeah, but I mean popular as in a good way. She had fans. A lot of people loved her. Everybody wanted her on stage.
Yeah,
pretty much she wasn't jealous and trying to take other people out and being a.
The only time she did anything bad too was against Serena, and that was by accident. And Serena's second showcase, when she ruined Serena's outfit by accident with the paint.
Right. Or was it by accident?
I mean, she just moved out of my way and just knocked her over, so she fell into the paint.
You never know. My competition's coming up. There's some paint over there. Oops! Out of my way.
I also have to admit I did love James and his Inkay because they had the little B plot line of dang, what's Inkay's evolution called again? Mola. I think that's
that
it.
That ugly thing. Oh my god.
That little B plot was pretty good, and I liked the fact that James and Inkay were a big deal for that B plot. I'm kind of sad it didn't show up again.
Yeah. Remember, if you guys have ever paid any attention to the original anime, back when first season, I know people probably won't remember this, way back when Ash had all of his starter Pokemon, and Jesse and James had their Ekans and Coughing. You remember that Ekans was going there's no such thing as evil Pokemon, just evil trainers. Yeah, this upside down Inkay Pokemon would beg to differ.
I mean, it came from another dimension, apparently. A lot of that's not explained. I'm kind of sad it wasn't. It was just there for 3 episodes, unfortunately.
Yeah, no such thing as an evil Pokemon in my butt. You'll have to excuse my host. He kind of has a sinus problem.
Because that stupid hurricane.
Luckily, I don't have that.
Genetics
and immunity.
You don't really have an immunity from science. You're kind of born with it. And we're getting off subject, so let's move on to Rivals.
Rivals. Pretty much his rival showed up very late in the series.
Like, they showed up, like, beginning, you didn't really see the Rivals, and that's kind of odd, considering the fact that in most cases you at least get the main rival at the very beginning.
Exactly, because, like, you had Gary, which he was kind of a douche.
This was the joke.
Yeah, obviously. Then he got his butt handed to him. Then Orange Islands, he didn't have one.
I mean, the whole point of the Orange Islands was the competition. So.
Pretty much. Johto.
His rival showed up later in Johto too, didn't they?
Johto, I think it was just Gary again.
No, it was Gary again, then the guy from Holland showed up at the very end. That was it for rivals. And then Holland, his rival showed up in the middle of that season.
I forgot. What was his rival's name? What?
The guy with the Beldum. The guy with the Meowth. I think his name was Morrison.
Pretty much all I remember from that guy was that he had a Meowth.
No, let's talk about the Beldum guy and the Meowth guy.
I don't even remember. That's how forgettable he is. The only way anybody remembers that guy is because he had a Meowth with that had a Puss in Boots theme to it.
And then there was Paul in the fourth season.
Oh my God, Paul.
And Barry.
Barry. You didn't think there couldn't be a douchier guy than Gary, but they introduced Paul.
Then Paul walked to the screen like, "Hi, I'm going to be a dick for the whole season."
Pretty much it made me not want to play my game anymore because then it made me feel like Paul for a good
I mean, Paul was written to basically be the representation of like the hardcore, like, I gotta get the perfect IVs trainer in the game.
EV trainers. Pretty much all you EV trainers out there, all you people that love to just grind and EV train, IV train, yeah, you're Paul.
You're gonna make a lot of them mad with that statement.
I'm sorry. There are some people that are like that like to just play the game and like to catch train and catch Pokemon that don't too much worry about EV training. Like here and there they'll try and catch the perfect nature and everything, but they won't like too much do IV training and EV training because we got better stuff to do. And then you got those hardcore trainers.
Let me breed this thing 100 times over to get the perfect perfect IVs.
Like these are the Pokemon to just blaze through the game. Okay.
And then destroy everyone online.
No, pretty much the Pokemon, you get the new game, then you just get the regular Pokemon because sometimes new games won't let you trade in the hardcore teams that you have on your old game. And then you'll just blaze through the game just so that you can get your hardcore team on there.
I mean, it's gonna be the way for Sun and Moon because you won't be able to put in your older Pokemon till January.
Or you're gonna be exactly like Paul in the very beginning of the game. Let me catch this.
This IV suck. Back into the wild with you. Let's try again.
Pretty much, you're just gonna keep at it, breeding like there's no tomorrow, trying to get that perfect Pokemon with the perfect nature, perfect EVs and IVs and stuff like that.
And then in Unova, they kind of overloaded us on rivals. They had Trip, Bianca, that guy with the Zebstrika.
Oh my God! Nobody will ever let that whole Pikachu lose to a level 1 Snivy thing.
And then the kid with the Riolu at the end.
I love him
because he has Riolu.
Lucario #1. Until he lost his next match
to the EV guy who was also a rival. Yeah, they had like 10 rivals in Unova.
Pretty much, but like Trip was supposed to be the
he got
main
taken
rival.
down the preliminaries.
Pretty much. And I'm going like, some rival.
That was kind of a disappointment. So back to X and Y.
Alan, oh my God. Pretty much, he was just there just to introduce Mega Evolution.
I mean, he was the main character for the Mega Evolution specials, which I'm kind of happy that those are a thing.
Yeah, because we need a break from Ash every now and then.
Oh, big time. That's why I miss Pokemon Chronicles.
Pretty much, when I first saw that, I was thinking, oh, yes, no Ash! This is going to be about Jimmy! Oh, wait a minute. Never mind. Jimmy's only in 3 episodes. Never mind.
Which was a scrapped movie pilot, by the way.
Either way, it was just awesome to see a non-Ash trainer.
And then we got to see what Misty was up to and whatnot and everybody else.
Pretty much, I got happy into the Silent Brock episode. Because, Silent.
That wasn't Pokemon Chronicles. That was just a special.
Either way, just let Silent go.
I'm surprised you didn't mention the Iris special.
Because I don't care about Iris. All you Iris lovers, you are going to hate me. I really don't care about Iris.
I still like Iris.
You're such a kid.
That was only the fault of the dub.
I wanted to jump in there and smack
That was only the dub's fault.
I'm going to be a Dragon Master. Okay, I'm going to smack you so hard right now. One, you only got, like in the beginning, you only have one Dragon type. It's just your little Axew.
To be fair, for the plotting of the series, Dragon Pokemon are really rare and they only show up in late game, so...
Second, your only other Dragon Pokemon is your Dragonite, which is supposed to be Beast and a boss and your most powerful Pokemon, and you barely can even train that.
I mean, that was kind of the point. It was like her growth as a trainer with the Dragonite.
Which shows how even more immature she is than kind of Ash.
I mean, she caught a Gibble in the special.
Either way.
So now she has 3.
How long is that going to take to evolve compared to her...
It'll evolve faster than Ash's Gibble.
True. It's true. Dang it, Ash. You never pay attention to any of your Pokemon. I was so happy. Was it in Unova or was it that he brought all of his other Pokemon?
That was Sinnoh. And then Cyndaquil finally evolved after 2 seasons.
Pretty much, I was happy. I'm going like, see?
Dude, that's why I said Sinnoh was the best chance Ash had of winning a Pokemon League.
Until that guy with a... Wait, was it Sinnoh?
Sinnoh's the Darkrai guy.
Until that guy with a Darkrai, I call BS bullshit on that.
At least he was the one to beat Darkrai.
Yes,
and then Latias came out.
And I call bullshit. I'm going like, what next? You got Arceus in there?
Maybe.
What? I'm going like...
It could be a type no.
I'm going like... At that point, if I was in the anime, and that was me, I went like, ref, this is illegal. This motherfucker is throwing out legendaries, mystics. This should not be legal.
I mean, it was to do with the heat ray in the background.
Still, this should not be legal. We normal people catch everyday Pokemon. And this motherfucker comes in with legendaries and mystic Pokemon just to win the league. I call BS. He should be disqualified.
Okay, let's get back up.
He probably won all of his badges that way. Dark Void, Nightmare, Dream Eater, bye. Give me my badge.
I mean, that is the ultimate Darkrai strategy.
I'm just saying.
Unless you're playing Pokemon with Insomnia, in which case you're just using Shadow Ball. I mean, Dark Pulse against it.
I'm just saying. That is broken. He won the championship by just using that moveset on each one of his matches. Ash was the only one to actually take down his Darkrai. You took down my Darkrai. Go Latias.
I mean, by that generation, Sleep Talk was a move, so...
Either way, I'm just saying. Let's go back to on topic. Yes, yeah. Alan. Alan, whatever his name is.
It's Alon.
Shoot, man. What is he, Arabian?
Maybe.
Shoot. Aladdin, shoot. Well, anyways, yeah, he was really, really serious.
I mean, he had his moments where he was goofy. Not super goofy, but just
but that was only when the girl was there. Like when she made him dance at the festival on the episode. Yeah.
Yeah, she brings out his lighter side.
Pretty much, he's that cool. I don't do this and that. I'm too serious sort of guy.
He's rocking like about 4 or 5 still legendaries on his entire party.
Pretty much, and like I have to face every time I see a Mega Evolution, I have to fight it.
I must fight strong trainers.
Pretty much, way too serious for my taste, but Like I said before,
Awesome
the battling is awesome.
Yeah, that whole a lot of people like to complain about Ashton. When I was like, the fight was awesome. Why are you still complaining?
And we're pretty much expected this at this point. Hey, second place ain't bad.
Hey, he's still had an awesome battle, so I don't care.
And he came in second place, and pretty much we just gotta get used to the fact that this show has to continue, and he has to keep pressing that reset button on his back every time he gets his butt kicked.
Yeah.
Apparently, he got his butt kicked so badly this time that he has to go back to school.
But we'll talk about that in a second. We'll talk about that in a second. But other rivals, like what was the Sceptile guy's name again?
Yeah, like I said, he's so forgettable.
Like his whole point was the fact that he was supposed to be catching up to Ash. Then he surpassed Ash, and that was the whole thing about their battle.
And pretty much he surpassed Ash, and Ash had to go into like a little retreat, doing the whole "it's my fault" thing with Greninja.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. Ash got touches in her Sasuke.
Pretty much, pretty much. I think his name was Sawyer.
That was it, Sawyer!
Yeah, Sawyer. Pretty much, like, he reminded me of that one nerd out of Johto who calculated everything on his laptop.
I don't even remember that guy's name.
I don't remember his name either. All I remember was that fight with Scizor and Heracross was awesome.
Yes, it's supposed to fight between Ash and him.
Pretty much, he was glued to that laptop.
Until the very end.
Counted on strategies on the laptop and notes and stuff. That's who Sawyer reminded me of. Like, let me take down notes on how to be a better trainer. Then later on, those teachings came in handy. I became better than Ash, kicked his butt so bad that he went and
became Sasuke.
Yeah, he beat him so bad that Ash literally went into a sorrow moment. Yeah.
The other two rivals, which are just the game characters, are also pretty forgettable, honestly.
I don't even remember them.
Tyranno's gimmick of the dancing, that was a pretty fun gimmick.
Oh no, Tyranno pretty much reintroduced that spinning thing.
The spinning technique.
Yep.
That was good. It disappeared for 2 seasons.
Pretty much, like I said before, Ash reset button. I'm telling you. Ash, if you would have kept that spinning dodge thing...
That freaking counter shield?
You would have been golden. People wouldn't have saw that coming. But no, you have to press that reset button every time you get your butt kicked. But Tyranno, he was good. But like I said before, that dancing Pokemon thing can only take you so far.
Yeah, and that's why I lost to Sawyer.
Pretty much during, his first match...
Yeah, he was Sawyer. Like, the Pokemon League was short. That was when
oh my god, the Pokemon League was so short. Pretty much throughout the other seasons, the Pokemon League...
It lasted like what? This one lasted about, not even 10 episodes, like 8 episodes.
Yeah, but what I mean is, they would have to have, multiple...
They only had two partners in this one.
What I'm saying is, they would have multiple arenas. And then the main arena. Yep. This one only had one.
Yep.
Apparently, this region either isn't that big or doesn't have that many trainers. Because...
the battles are really fast here.
Yeah, because... Or they probably have, leagues, every season or some crap like that.
This was just this season's league, and about 2 more months is going to be another league season.
Exactly, because, there was not that many contestants at all. Usually they have a bracket of at least 20-something people.
That's not even... If we go to the preliminaries, that's 200 people.
Exactly. I mean, the first time, Ash barely made it into 16th place, and there were still people going.
Yep.
But this was fast.
Yep.
I mean, oh my god.
I mean, they have to do the Team Flare stuff. And speaking of Team Flare, they were a lot better than the games here.
Pretty much. They were more dark.
They were darker, more organized, less of a joke, and their plan made slightly more sense here than in the games.
We will make the world beautiful as it was. Okay? And in the anime, we will make the world beautiful by killing almost everything on the earth.
We'll destroy all the ugly shit and make you beautiful again. Have you been taking lessons from that guy from Final Fantasy X? Although from Final Fantasy X, that made more sense considering the fact that ghosts could come back to life in that game.
Yeah, and this he just wanted it to be barren and beautiful. So take a thing from Poison Ivy here. Like I want no humans, no buildings, just plant life. Beautiful.
Yeah, Team Flare was definitely a bit of an improvement for this season. Like that, they haven't done evil teams. They never really do evil teams like Granny Anime aside from Team Rocket.
Oh well, I would say. What about Team Aqua and Team Magma that wanted to pretty much...
No, I mean, in terms of how they were in the anime, they really didn't have that much screen time. They only showed up every so often.
True.
And they could argue Team Galactic, but, that was an overarching narrative, and they crammed, they crammed all of Team Plasma at the very end of Unova.
Albeit they skipped the whole Team Plasma team versus Team Rocket thing.
I mean, that was because that episode got canceled because of the earthquake. So they had to, Unova itself has a major problem with writing because the series had to be rewritten as a whole.
Pretty much. But yeah,
even though these guys were cramped to the end, they were still a really effective presence at the very end of the series.
Pretty much. So pretty much, the show is now about to come to an end. Ash
the next episode up is Ash basically leaving Unova. I mean, leaving Kalos.
Pressing that reset button again
because he we had a goodbye episode for Serena and Clement. Bonnie's goodbye was wrapped in Clement's episode, and the episode that just aired yesterday, Ash gave away his Greninja.
Or Greninja decided to leave to protect Zygerate.
And he gave Gudra up, so he only has 3 Pokemon left, and they're all the flying types.
And for those who probably didn't see the episode, spoiler alert.
It doesn't matter.
At this point, no. I mean, come on. People, if you've been watching Pokemon for how long now, you know this happened.
The anime's 20th anniversary is next year.
I'm just saying, every time he gets a strong Pokemon, he lets it go.
Yep.
He lets it go. Primate finally listens to him. Strong Pokemon, lets it go.
What about Butterfree?
Pretty much it was strong in a sense of
the bond.
Not because of just the bond. I'm just talking about he could have used that efficiently. Sleep powder, perilous powder, or whatever. Yeah. But it's Ash we're talking about. He probably wouldn't have used it right.
And then there was which one to give away next after Primate?
Like I said, there was a long list of Pokemon that he gave away, but this is no surprise to me. Plus, it was gonna be either he was gonna release it,
or I was gonna stay Professor Oak's lab for the rest of his life.
Pretty much, because it wouldn't make sense to have a tank like that staying at Professor Oak's lab.
You mean Greninja, because Gudra was a tank.
Either way, he was Greninja was a tank in his own way because
he was more the DPS guy.
Pretty much, but he was the special DPS because of the whole
Battle Bond. We're not calling it Ash-Greninja, that's a stupid name. That's Battle Bond form.
Because if that's the case, then if you have a battle bond with your Pokemon, then whatever your name is ties directly in whatever.
George Lucario.
Oh my god.
You wish that was a thing. George Lucario.
Charles Marowak.
Yes.
No, it just sounds better with Battle Bond.
Yeah, Battle Bond sounds a lot better.
But yeah. And so I guess we're done talking about X and Y now.
So moving on to, what do you think of the Alola trailers we got? How do you think that season's going to go?
Oh my god, when I first saw it. Oh my god, when I first saw it. My first reaction was, WTF, what is this?
I'm pretty sure that was everyone's reaction.
Pretty much we were used to the animation style changes going from manga, take season 1, it was more traditional manga style-ish, and then it kept going further and further into the animation manga-ish sort of anime-ish sort of feel to it. This one feels like anime manga meets cartoon sort of style.
Yeah, it looks a lot more cartoony. But I do have to admit, I am adjusting to it thanks to the trailers and promos and whatnot. But I'm gonna say this: it's probably an animation style that's gonna look a lot better with motion, a lot of movement and whatnot.
All I know for
Instead
a fact,
of like stills of it are gonna be awful, but when you get motion and movement involved, it's gonna look a lot better.
yeah, but I gotta admit, when I first saw this, I was going like, wait, is that Steven in Ash form? Pretty much, that was my first thought. When I saw it, I paused the first
You paused it at the right moment and said, "Look at Steven!"
Pretty much. It's Steven from Steven Universe, and he got skinny and went into Pokemon. Or he fused with Ash.
They did the fusion dance.
Pretty much, you might as well call it a fusion dance because there's going to be a lot more dancing in this now.
Yeah, with the Z moves.
Like I said, apparently Ash got his butt kicked so bad.
You've lost 6 regions. We have to take you back to school. What? It's in your contract.
Pretty much, yeah. Came so close to winning this league. Oh my god, down to 1 Pokemon. I'm so close to winning. Dang it, I lost. You know what? I'm not even going to press it. I'm going to press it and hold it for 20 seconds. I'm not just going to press my reset button. I'm going to press it.
And then he forgot how to eat.
Yep. Pretty much time to go back to school.
Oh crap, we need to take you back to school. And like I'm gonna say that they're probably gonna move to Alola because that's how it is in the games. The main character's moving to Alola.
Well,
it won't make more sense for Ash to move to Alola to go to school instead of just going to school randomly.
Well, that's going to make things even harder for him to get his Pokemon back from Professor Oak, isn't it?
Yep.
Especially if the fact that he has to travel all the way back to Pallet Town to visit his Pokemon again.
Yep, so like they might move back at the very end of the seasons.
That wouldn't make much sense if they have to move and then move back.
Like they could be in, like it's either a vacation or it's gonna be a move.
I would say it would make more sense for it to be a vacation than
Why would you go to school on this vacation? It doesn't make any sense. But do you want to go to school if you go on vacation?
If I got my butt kicked that badly. After 6 seasons. Come on. 6 seasons. So many journeys. So much walking. So much catching.
Like to be a Pokemon trainer, you never skip leg day.
Pretty much. Not only that.
Every day is leg day.
Every day is pitch day, dude. The throwing arms, pretty much.
You have to practice baseball and running.
No, pretty much. If you gave up Pokemon battles,
you could be an excellent baseball player.
Pretty much.
You have the best. You have excellent legs. You have a bitchin' pitching arm.
Pretty much. You can run the bases. You can pitch because you'll be so used to throwing Pokeballs. But yeah, after losing 6 seasons and going to Alola, it's time for you to learn how to be a better trainer at this point.
It's time for you to learn how not to suck, apparently.
Yep. But remember, like you said before, this is for the children's sake.
Yeah, and on top of this, it's going to be a very different season than previous seasons with the whole
pretty much
no gyms.
Pretty much, that was a shock for everybody. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a shock for Ash when he hears about this. Okay, time to go to a new region. Are there any gyms there? No.
Like the Sun and Moon as a whole is pretty much going to be like the Orange Island competition all over again.
Pretty much, but this is going to be actually official Orange Island.
Yeah. And so although the season might as well be a 2.0 of the Orange Island season.
Or a reboot of the Orange Islands, pretty much.
But unfortunately without Misty. But thankfully without Tracy.
I'm a Pokemon watcher.
I sit there and draw stuff all day. And do nothing else for the entire season except for an episode where I catch a Scyther.
No help, no cook, nope, I just draw.
I'll draw you cooking.
Pretty much, like, I draw too, but do something.
Nope. Catch that Crystal Onyx for one thing.
Yeah.
Onyx Alolan form.
Oh my god, the Alolan.
That was a missed opportunity.
Where do I even begin with the Alolan forms? Oh my god.
I like the concept. Some of the designs are awesome. Some of the designs aren't awesome. That you can argue that with every Pokemon, though.
Pretty much. Like, take for instance the new Meowth. I love the new Meowth. It's sort of pretty much like.
What's with that sassy child over there?
pretty much, it's like Glameow. It looks awesome in the first evolution.
And then Perugly happens.
Yep. Pretty much, the Meowth now evolves into a Ugly. Because the Alolan form of Persian looks ugly as I don't know.
I mean, that's kind of the joke with that.
Yep. A lot of people are gonna just be keeping the regular Meowth now.
I mean, no one I don't know anyone who evolved their Meowth into Persian. Honestly,
to be honest, yeah, pretty much Meowth and Pikachu are one of the two Pokemons that a lot of people don't like to evolve.
That's kind of funny because Pikachu, for a while now in the meta, Pikachu was better than Raichu, honestly. Thanks to the Light Orb.
Another thing about that, it looks like most of the Alolan forms are either going to be evolutions and stuff. We saw pretty much
a number of them are evolutions, but we still have a good bit of regular forms. Like there's a Alolan Diglett from the leaks.
Yeah, but we also saw a Alolan Dotrio. But I
said Alolan Diglett.
But I'm saying what we get out of that. What I'm asking is, if we got an Alola Raichu, does that mean we get an Alola Pikachu? It doesn't look like it.
No, because they do this in Japanese shows, so they show the Pokemon evolving into the Alolan form, and it looks like regular Pikachu just evolves into it.
That is so sad.
Unfortunate. I know.
Because all the other Pokemon get Alolan pre-evolution.
I mean, Cubone stays the same too, and it just evolves to Alolan Marowak.
Really?
Yeah.
So that means if you want to get a regular Cubone, people, you're gonna have to trade it over.
No, I mean, you still get your regular Marowak.
Oh, regular Marowak. You're going to have to trade it over.
I mean, they said that in the press release that you're only going to be able to catch or evolve these Pokemon in Alola. So you're going to have to trade it over from another region to get the previous form.
The ones that I kind of currently don't like I said, right now, are the evolved forms of Persian, Raticate, those big old giant cheeks on Raticate.
It's kind of the joke is that I got fat.
Yeah, well, it got even fatter. I like this pre-evolution better. Muck just came out. I'm going did he eat some fruity sewer Skittles or something?
I mean, the joke about that is Muck, if you see the oil when it gets wet, it gets rainbow colored.
That is true.
So that's what they're doing with Muck.
If you mix it with water, it gets that rainbowy sort of color.
And that's what they're doing with Muck, like how they did with Grimer with wet grease. So essentially, they both got wet.
So pretty much, they just sat out in the rain too much.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they turned into Snorlax because they have to eat a bunch of trash a lot.
Let's see. Another one that I really, really don't like. I had to say, the one that I'm not gonna say I don't like it. I'm saying I'm going WTF. Everybody probably went that way when they first saw it. Executor. I get it. I get that it's a palm tree in this region because
it was a palm tree in Kanto too. But the thing about palm trees is
they look differently in different climates.
Yeah, depending on the climate. Because
being from California, I get that. But I'm just saying, where the heck does it look like a dragon anywhere on that?
I mean, dragon fruit is a thing.
I got no comment on that.
I mean, that's what grows on palm trees in tropical climates sometimes with dragon fruit.
Yeah, unless you want to count that one fruit that's on its tail.
I mean, it could be a dragon fruit.
It looks more dragon than the other ones that are on the top of the tree.
I mean, how was this original form psychic in the first place?
I have no idea.
Exactly.
Pokemon is getting weird now.
I still love it.
I love it too. I'm just talking about the ideas.
The typings.
Yeah. If you want good ideas, look at the fake mon on DeviantArt.
Yeah, but you have to admit, sometimes with some fake mon, they don't have the kind of, lack of a better term, the sense of Pokemon.
I get sort of that. Some of the fake mon don't.
They look more like Digimon sometimes.
You hear that, Digimon? You can get some ideas by going on DeviantArt, but we all know that's not going to happen.
I mean, they do Digimon contests where they let people submit fake Digimon sometimes.
Okay, Pokemon, take notes. Because some of your ideas are kind of getting out there with the whole ice cream and trash can.
I didn't like Garbodor, but I got what was behind it. I like Vanilla in its line.
You're just talking about. I'm talking about the looks.
I like the look and its ability in battle. Its look is pretty funny to me.
I feel sorry when it meets a Snorlax then.
Okay, what do you think? What do you think of Ash's schoolmates for this season?
Pretty much in school, he's just gonna learn the basics. Pretty much like the trials that we're gonna go through in the games.
Like the trials and the ride Pokemon and everything.
Pretty much, he's gonna learn.
Let there be no more HMs.
Pretty much, he's just gonna learn that. I don't feel that it's gonna be like, you know how we seen Pokemon schools in anime. Yeah. I know it's not gonna be like.
It's not gonna be like how it was when it first showed up in the anime with the School of Hard Knocks episode.
Where it's actually gonna feel like a school. This is gonna be like pretty much teaching them about trials.
It's gonna be like that, like the summer camp stuff they did twice.
Pretty much.
Which I find a little weird. Like they did the summer camp thing twice, and not even two concurrent seasons. They did it in 2 seasons that were separated by a season, which I find weird.
I'm just saying because like if that was the case, then Ash wouldn't really need to be in there for that long because unless he really is that stupid and forgot like literally everything about battling, man, you should have no problem in this school aside from the trial stuff, which
the trials and the Z move stuff.
Exactly. But pretty much new school. The main thing I really also want to talk about this new region is the fact that this season will he not have like any companion Pokemon?
Like you mean when he has to catch Pokemon because
like no like I'm talking about the starters. Most of the time in each season he either at least catches 1, 2, or 3 of all of the main starters.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it'll just be like 2. Rarely it'll be 1.
Like
rarely.
That's mostly in the seasons when like there's the female companion and they have a starter.
Either the companions have them or like with I think it was Hoenn advanced battle.
It started in Hoenn because Brock caught Mudkip and May started with Torchic.
And he caught Trico.
And like it was going to continue on in Sinnoh, but then Paul gave up Chimchar. He kept Chimchar from Paul.
Again, we are Paul people. We are Paul.
And then Unova, he caught all of them again. And then in this season, and in X and Y, he only caught
No. I don't remember him catching all of them.
Yeah, he caught all of them in Unova.
No, like
Snivy, Oshawott, and Tepe. He caught all of them.
Oh yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself. Yeah, he caught all 3 of them. The only one to really evolve
was Tepe.
Yep, the others just stayed the same.
Yep, and then in Unova he broke the tradition of only catching a grass starter in Unova, where he caught Greninja, but he caught Froakie. Yep. And then Clement got Chespin.
Right, he always go with grass.
He always gets the grass starter, yeah.
He always gets the grass one first. That's weird.
Yep, like that. Like even in Kanto, he first caught Bulbasaur, and Johto we first caught Chikorita.
That's weird. So he's a grass starter.
Until Froakie came along, I was like, no, this thing is too awesome.
Yep. Like Froakie's too awesome. Pretty much. I feel that in this season, I don't know if he's either going to catch any of them.
Yeah, he has to catch one of them, and because the traditional like, grass stars
the way it looks like there's this blue hair girl in the trailer. I think that's Poplio's trainer.
Like the schoolmates are the original like the promo trial captains and Lily, like the trial captains that were first announced.
Cause I don't know who he's gonna catch. To be honest, because
each of the ones for the main types are there, but at the same time, I'm wondering. I see what you're going for, but at the same time, I'm thinking he's probably either going to catch one or none, or he's going to catch one or all of them this season because I don't think, Like, maybe, I forgot what her name is, maybe she has Populio, and maybe the green haired chick has Rowlet, but I don't
That's
think...
what I mean.
But I don't think the fire guy has Litten.
Either Litten is his side Pokemon, because I know he has that new...
He has that fire dragon.
I thought it was supposed to be a reference of an anteater or something.
No. That was a Pokemon in X.
I know that, but I'm just saying, based on what it looks like.
No, it's more like a tortoise.
Yeah, but I know that's his main Pokemon.
That's his main Pokemon, and
I'm just going based on how most character designs are based off of what they're gonna catch. Because look, his hairstyle looks like Litten's. The blue.
But I mean, they were originally designed for the game, so you can't really translate that into the. Sorry about that. That was the phone. But again, they were originally designed for the game, so you can't translate that into the anime and do that for Pokemon. Like, I mean, you can in a sense, but at the same time, you really can't, because original design concept was for the games. They were designed for something different in the games.
I guess that's the case. I guess we won't know until what, November?
Like they have a hour-long special the day before the game comes out, November 18th, so November 17th.
Usually they do like a giant trailer teaser after the very last episode.
I mean, they've been doing teaser trailers for the past month, honestly. Like, maybe it's been 2 months they started doing teaser trailers for the anime, and we're gonna get more teaser trailers as we go on, and then I think the next episode is gonna be the last episode for X and Y, maybe. And then she's going to go on hiatus for a few weeks, and then it's going to come back for Sun and Moon.
Pretty much like, so yeah, the next episode coming up is probably going to be
like, it's the big farewell episode where Ash, like, we might get 2 more episodes, the big farewell episode, and an episode where Ash decides where it's going to go next. But
I think those are usually combined into one, because
like, it depends on the season. Like, sometimes they're 1 episode, sometimes they're 2 episodes.
Because didn't he already say goodbye to Greninja in the last episode?
Like, he said goodbye to Greninja, but like
he hasn't said goodbye.
He hasn't said really goodbye to like Clement, Bonnie, and Serena. Like, their goodbye episodes were just them when their highest character moments, with them trying to figure out what they want to do now.
Pretty much, that's not really too much of a goodbye. It's pretty much okay, we're about to move on. We need to decide what we're going to do, because we can't just say goodbye and then everybody's going like, what are they doing now?
Like, they already did that with their 2 episodes. Like, Serena decided she was going to continue her journey to be Kalos Queen, and Clement's pretty much decided to
not really Kalos Queen. Remember, she's going off to like do contests out in other regions, and then she's gonna come back.
Yeah, but essentially she's going into training, and hopefully she'll come back with more Pokemon. That's my biggest complaint about her.
Oh my god! Because if we get a guest thing of Serena and she still has the same 3 Pokemon,
like, if they go with tradition, we might get her in a guest spot episode randomly.
That's what I mean. Like, what I mean.
Now, go your Happy Hour thing in a guest spot episode, aren't you?
Yes. I cannot stress this enough. I did not, for the love of God, like her. I wanted to jump in that anime and smack her and go like, no, you're even more worthless than him. Stop it. Just stop. Okay. And you, Clement. I mean, you. See? I don't like him so much, I don't even remember his name. Silent. And you, Silent. Like you said, pick a hobby and stick with it.
I will smack you unless you do.
So every time, you would pretty much stay there in the anime. Every time.
Like, are you a movie connoisseur? I thought you were a train connoisseur. I'm both. What are you? I'm a train connoisseur. Now shut up. I would do that to him.
Pretty much, I would be pretty much almost a bad trainer in there. Not in a sense as in bad as in Ash. I'm just talking about I would talk down literally to a lot of people in that anime. Tell off Ash for being a loser. So pretty much be a Gary to Ash.
Without the
snobby.
Without the car full of women too.
I wonder where that even went.
Like, they disappeared for a minute, then they came back in the Johto battle. Where were you?
Like, he just ditched the car, ditched the women.
He was trying to be more serious.
Yeah. But pretty much, I would tell Ash off, tell him stop doing the reset button, tell off Iris, Tell off Silent.
And then you would flirt with who?
I wouldn't flirt with nobody. Pretty much, I would just go off on my own adventure. But before then I would teach Team Rocket a thing or two.
Hey, Team Rocket, there are Pikachu over there.
No. Here's the thing. Your biggest fault right now is you, Jesse, because of your anger and impatience. You're the main reason why your team pretty much fails majority of the time. And when you actually catch Pokemon, don't stop and take a picnic. Keep running!
Like, run until you run out of gas.
No, like, keep running until you get somewhere safe, maybe another town or something, then transfer the Pokemon, then keep running, because sooner or later you're going to get caught again. But then you can go like, yeah, we already transferred.
You said that at the headquarters.
Yeah, they're
gone forever.
Because they simply could have done that.
Yeah, they could have done that so many times.
They could have easily just went to either another town or whatever, but instead they stop all the time to have a picnic or celebrate. We did it! They're never going to catch up. Team Rocket, it's the Twerps!
Dang it, they caught up!
You gave them time to catch up. You gave them time. Like, let's sit down, cross our legs, have a toast. We did it.
Like, they get all fancy and whatnot, and then Team Rocket, dang it, we just opened the wine!
Like, pretty much, have a transfer system. As soon as you catch Pokemon, put them in another Wait, I forgot. If it's like a pre-owned Pokemon.
You can't put it in a Pokeball. I mean, sometimes they've stolen people's Pokeballs.
Yeah. Transfer system. Steal their Pokeballs. Pikachu might be a different story, but whenever you steal Pokeballs, Pokemon.
Also, whenever you steal Pokeballs, don't catch Pikachu, because that was your issue in Unova.
They kept coming back for Pikachu.
In Unova, they would have made it if they didn't take Pikachu and Axew, because that was who broke out the other Pokemon.
Exactly. Pretty much every time you catch Pokemon in their Pokeballs, transfer system. There's nothing else they can do. There literally is nothing else.
Unless they're like Misty Psyduck.
Or Wobbuffet just pops out
or
whenever.
Chespin. A lot of Pokemon can randomly break out of Pokeballs, can't they?
Pretty much.
Oh yeah, avoid that one.
Yeah, a lot of Pokemon nowadays just
come out whenever they want.
It begs the question of, can they even see out of those?
I like it in the Pokemon Special manga where like the top seat the Pokemon can see through.
Like the Pokemon are just shrunken into the ball.
Yeah.
Yet they can see everything inside the Pokeball.
They can see outside the Pokeball. I like that in Pokemon Special.
I wonder about that because I'm wondering, are they in another world or something, or
they're in a TARDIS. Let's be honest. Pokemon technology is Time Lord tech.
Pretty much, because you got the backpacks that can store food and bicycles. You got Pokeballs that can store ginormous creatures.
It can store a Wailord. Let's just be honest. It can store a Wailord. It can store anything.
Pretty much.
You can capture God in a tiny ball.
Remember how Regigigas, how big originally
was supposed to be?
How he was supposed to be? He was supposed to be big as a continent, and he can fit inside the Pokeball.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. I guess we're off subject all the way here. So I guess this is it for this one. Comment below how you feel about the XY anime, what you're looking forward to in Alola, and plug your stuff.
Pretty much. Just be ready to be disappointed in Ash again.
No, I mean you plug your stuff. Tell them what you do.
All right, and be sure to check out my channel. Maybe I might post some more videos. If not, check out my DeviantArt.
I'll post a link to DeviantArt in the description below.
All right, bye for now.
See you at the next one of these, which may be another few months. Let's give Alola time to cool off before we do this again.